Hey Chris, really good to have you here. We'll rip into it. So good to have you here, mate. Been looking forward to this ever since I heard about it. Been loving watching you this year. And the first thing I wanted to ask you, Chris, was how important is playing for the All Whites to you? How important is playing for New Zealand for you? I know it's really important, but what does it mean to you to pull on the All Whites shirt?
It's huge for me. It's my home. It's my place where I can come back and feel safe and things like that. So that's every time I fly into New Zealand, it feels like home. There's just a nice aura about it, and I like being a part of it. I like coming back and seeing family, seeing friends, and being able to play in front of them.
And is it good getting back around the lads as well? You know them all well.
100%. I mean, it's New Zealand and Kiwis have a different culture and different personality about them, and it's nice to be a part of them and being around them and things like that. It's hugely different from the England way of life in that sense. So coming back to the team that you know extremely well and you've grown up with over the years, it's fantastic.
And let's talk about the season you've been having. You know, everybody wants to talk to you about it here. You know, incredible stuff with Nottingham Forest. How good, you know, 18 goals. You're not far off the likes of Erling Haaland and Mo Salah. Does it feel real to you? You know, the season that you're having?
Yes and no at the same time. It's fantastic. I'm glad to be able to do it, and I've always believed I could do it. But I also had to have a great team around me to be able to do it, and Forest have been extremely great this season. We've done extremely well, and we'll continue to do that, and we've got a lot more we want to achieve this season. It's just nice to have a season like this, and it's just working out perfectly.
Yeah, because you started in the Premier League when you were, what, 17? Yeah, you know, you're 33 now. For people out there, and this is not even just a football question, is there something in this about hanging in there and getting better as you get older and your dreams aren't over?
100%, yeah. I think there's a lot more I want to achieve in football, and that's weird saying that at 33 years old, but there is a lot more I want to achieve, and I want to achieve as much as possible. I believe age is just a number, and I'm hoping I can prove that and have proven that with being my best season at 33. There's a lot more to come, most definitely for me. So yeah, it's about, you never know when your best time's going to happen. It could happen at 17, it could happen at 25, but at the moment it's happened for 33 for me.
I mean, what would you like to achieve? Because, you know, the Champions League, that beckons, the World Cup beckons. I mean, what, you know, you said there's more you want to achieve. What would it be?
Look, it keeps changing year on year because I keep hitting goals that I want to achieve, and I think you just got to keep striving for more and more. And you've mentioned a couple of them that I'd love to be able to be a part of, and that's huge driving ambitions for me. There's goal scoring ambitions I want to do. There's appearance records I want to do and things like that. So there's a huge amount of things that I want to be able to achieve. Whether I'll be able to achieve them all, I don't know, but I'll be pushing as hard as I can to achieve them.
Yeah, in terms of goal scoring records, what is one that you'd like to? What's your next goal there?
Look, it's scoring as many as possible this season, hitting the 20 mark. Hopefully, aiming for the 25 mark. There's the 100 club that I'd love to be a part of, and then just scoring as many as I can for New Zealand. I want to get to the 50 mark for them. 100 appearances for New Zealand would be lovely as well at the same time. So yeah, there's a lot more I'd love to achieve.
And in terms of, if we take the Champions League, you know, will Forest make it? You know, do you think you're going to make it?
Look, we've given ourselves a great opportunity to make it. Whether we do or not, that's down to us. It's all in our hands, and we're very much capable of doing that because we've shown it all season to be up there. So hopefully we will, and then that can be a stepping stone in career and enjoying that side of it. But we've got a lot of hard work to go before then.
And in terms of the All Whites, you know, if you qualify, if you get through these qualifiers and you make it to the World Cup, you know, question to you as captain really is, how far do you want to go with the All Whites? What is the goal for the All Whites should you make the World Cup?
Look, yeah, if we're fortunate enough to qualify this month and get through these two tough games, we'll look forward to preparing for a very big World Cup. And yeah, I think we've got a squad capable of definitely causing some problems and getting out of the group stage, and that will be the goal and the aim, is to get out of the group stage. We're not going there just to be a number. We believe we've got the capabilities of causing teams problems, and we've shown that in different games throughout the years, but we're also getting bigger and better, and that's what the last 3 years have been about. progressing to be able to be ready for this world stage.
So you think that we can get to the knockout stages with this group of young and youngish men?
Yes, I believe so. I believe we have got a young squad. We said that at the start of our campaign, that we had a lot of players that are proven their careers and starting their careers, but they've proven that over the last 3 years to get to where they are now. They've all got 20, 25, 30 appearances under their belts at international level, which is going to be huge come the World Cup if we're able to make it.
And I want to play you something that a lot of people have been listening to in this country, and I just want to see your reaction when you... Do you know this tune?
Yes, I've been sent it a couple of times, yeah.
And what do you think when you hear this song? Like, I love it.
Maybe people got too much time on their hands, maybe. But no, it's fantastic. It's nice. It means you're doing something well. It means you're getting to know people, getting interact with fans and people like that. So it's brilliant. It's nice that he's gone out of his way and made his hard work and produced a song like that about me. It's very different and unusual, but it's fantastic.
Did you freak out when you sort of first saw it going viral? Like,
I just thought it was completely different, something that I've never thought would be possible, but it's nice.
Yeah. And I've seen the Nottingham Forest team singing a lot when you're winning a lot in the dressing room. Have any of the guys ever sung this?
I'm glad they haven't actually. No, it hasn't. I think we've got a big group of dancers in our team, and I just stick in the background when that happens and let them enjoy themselves.
And have you felt more famous in the UK, after your goal scoring exploits this year? Has your profile changed there?
Yeah, I could say it has gone to the next level because of it. But I think only rightly so, because that's what being third in the Premier League does. I think everybody in this Forest team have seen that there's been an elevated height in around them, and that's only down to the good things that the club's doing, which is fantastic.
And you've been the only Kiwi in the Premier League for a long time. Is that weird? Do some of them even really know where New Zealand is?
Yeah, most of them do, luckily, because we've had a good run of Kiwis in the Premier League, not all at one time, but obviously Ryan, and then on to Winnie, and then myself with Simon and that beforehand. But yeah, it's one of those we'd love to have more consistently playing in the Premier League, and hopefully with the new additions to the Forest squad that we will have some of those playing in the Premier League next year, all the years to come.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. I mean, Forest has got Tyler Bindon and Marco Stamenik on the books, and they're out on loan at the moment. You would obviously love to see them on the pitch with you next season. Is that a possibility, and how good would that be?
Look, it'd be fantastic if that was the case. I think that two very good players. They've proven that for their clubs, and they're proving that for the national team as well. But the next stage is them proving it at Forest and showing that they're capable of doing it. I believe they are capable of doing it. But it's down to them to put the best foot forward and show that they are ready for it. Whether that happens, who knows? I was too young at that time to be able to implement myself in the Premier League, but I think they're capable of able to do that. Yeah,
did you put in a good word for them? Both of them well. When the club was looking at them, did you put in a good word for Tyler or Marco?
Look, I think the club looked at them both based on their own merits, and when they were further than us down the line, that's when I've had conversations with people, but they were on their radar, and they were very much coming to the club when I've been spoken to about them. So they're there on their own merits and what they've done and achieved in their career. And it's another platform for them to build on and go to new heights, hopefully. Yeah,
but you did say, yes, these guys are good, on their skipper in the national team.
Look, they are both very good players in their own right. Marco has shown over the years that he's a fantastic midfielder, a very solid box-to-box number 8, and works well, scores goals, defends well, works hard, and he's got the right capabilities for the Premier League, in my opinion. And Tyler's another one. He's starting off his career. He's done extremely well at Reading this year. He's got that calmness about him on the ball. He's turned a lot of heads over in the UK, and we're lucky enough to have got him at Forest because there was a lot of teams around him. And yeah, he's got the capabilities of being a Premier League player, and it's just down to him to continue to be focused and get there.
So it could be a bit of a Kiwi mafia at Forest next year.
That would be nice. That's the plan, and hopefully that happens.
And there's this. Well, it is a famous story. It's a well-known story here in this country that you were bullied when you were at school because you didn't play rugby. When you look back on that now, because this sort of thing probably still goes on in this country now, despite the changes. What do you think when you look back on that now, the fact that you were bullied when you were at school because you were soft because you played football and not rugby?
Look, yeah, I mean, it's a very rugby-dominated country that we grew up in when I was a kid. And everybody wanted to be an All Black, everybody wanted to play rugby and things like that. And because you choose differently, you always get a bit of stick for it and things like that. And that was just one of the things when I chose football. Got a bit of stick about it, but luckily I was big enough and ugly enough to mix it with them on the rugby days and put them in their place a couple of times, which wasn't too bad.
On the rugby pitch?
On the rugby pitch,
yeah.
So I had to join them on their avenue to show them that I can do it. So, but yeah, no, it was good.
But when you look back at it now, from where you are now at the top of the Premier League, living the dream of so many kids, and you look back and, do you ever think, if you guys?
No, I mean, the kids at the end of the day, we were all young and we all say stuff and things like that, and it's just school. It happens. I never took it to heart or anything like that. I knew I loved playing football and that was never going to change, and thankfully I've been able to make a life out of it, which has been fantastic.
And do you think that football now, it's the highest participation sport in the country? We've got Auckland FC, we've got the Phoenix, we've got yours truly and the other guys coming through out there in Europe and internationally. Can football take over in this country, in your view, as without putting too fine a point on it, as the national game?
I believe it's got the capabilities to. Whether it will, who knows? I think over the last 10 years to have more and more Kiwis playing in Europe is the way that's made it bigger and growing the brand so much. And if we can have 10, 15 Kiwis playing in the biggest leagues in the world, in the Serie A and the Premier League, La Liga or something like that, I think it will make New Zealand stand up and take notice of what Kiwis are doing around the world, especially in the footballing world. We're very fortunate enough in New Zealand to have the All Blacks being so good and on home soil a lot of the time. So yeah, we have the capabilities to do it. It's just going to keep taking time, and hopefully one day it will.
Yeah, and here's a question. If you had to choose between the Phoenix or Auckland FC to support or play for, who would it be?
I'm sure I'll find out that question one day when I decide to come back home and play a season back here potentially, or live for a year back here. I love both cities very much so. Both great football-playing teams.
This is a very good fence-sitting answer.
100% I will sit on that fence, and it's football at the end of the day. Anything can change and anything can happen in a year's time, 2 years' time or 3 years' time when or if I have an opportunity to come back here and play. It all has to be right for family and myself and for the football club, whoever it is.
So Chris Wood does want to come back and play the latter stages of his career in New Zealand.
If there's an opportunity, I've spoken to the wife about this. We're definitely going to come back and live in New Zealand and be a part of New Zealand for a year, because I want to experience being back home. If that's to do with football at the same time, that'll be fantastic. But first of all, I've got a lot more I want to achieve over in Europe. So yeah, it might be in a couple of years or 3 years or whatever, but maybe one day I'll be back here.
And you've got a wee baby on the way. Final question, you've got a wee baby on the way. When's the baby due? And
4 weeks, 5 weeks now. So yeah, coming around very quickly.
Yeah, well, you nearly got the timing wrong. You might have missed the qualifiers.
That was very much talked about, and yeah, we've planned it very well. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, all right, Chris Wood. Good luck. Thank you so much for spending time with us. You are a great Kiwi, and thank you for being on the fucking news.
No problem.
Because you really are.
Thank you.